Chiloni don jobje cheta sambi chi chunin bomi rawang gelajini melo sho ngapchi ngargan korbi tichenin kunjunzo ranjon parten kalen karma ihin chodam Europe tutsoji tumu Thomas Mandan ni mana soji gyapchiro ngaso juji poda nyamda yoshibi Europe kana yobi chinti namba niwi uwiga porukbandi anzan namba so nyamshikto pomi shitong lazan nyamzumto susula sumchi dirandi songsi nashinbi dada nyenso zigyobi porukbanda namji zigna yawan chinchin
미망 도걸네 우체베 토네 미망 남 냠수 미망 남 냠도 숨지 제루 루시에 불낭주.
Up next, we will sing the People's Uprising song, Sumshu Tuje, Long Show. Sumshu Telu.
다와는 뒤치나 수야당 뒤치라 유럽 비리 소박하게 구석 남 냠생 토 레굴치메 베자 스스 내율 제갑기 율게 토 조장 능규 원장 뒤에 까마찔레 매 공세 능규 뒤제.
And now representatives of Tibetan communities in Europe will stand together on the stage to announce the campaign slogan in their country's language.
Mitt namn är Jamyang. Jag är ordförande på tibetanska gemenskapen i Sverige. I mars 1959 deklarerades folkets befrielsearmé i Kina seger över Tibet och har sedan dess ockuperade vårt land. Från och med då måste tusentals tibetaner fly från sitt eget land. Det är nu 59 år sedan Kina har ockuperat vårt land. Våra medborgare i Tibet fortsätter att lida av den nuvarande politiken att systematiskt undertrycka tibetanska kultur och bortse från mänskliga rättigheter. Så länge som situationen i Tibet inte förändrats fortsätter vi att demonstrera mot den kinesiska regimen och försöka allt för att hitta en fredlig lösning för vårt Tibet. Länge leve halsledare Lama Pegalo!
Hallo liebe Landsleute, mein Name ist Lobsang Pünzo und ich bin der Vorsitzende des Vereins Tibeter in Deutschland e.V. Nach der Niederschlagung des Volksaufstandes im März 1959 hat die Volksbefreiungsarmee Tibet-Vorstände unter ihre Gewalt gebracht und hat seither als illegaler Besetzer. Viele tausende Tibeter wurden gezwungen, in die Nachbarländer Freiheit zu suchen. Das sind heute 59 Jahre hier. Unsere Landsleute werden nach wie vor ihre Menschenrechte vorenthalten und unsere Kultur systematisch unterdrückt. Die Tibeter in der freien Welt sehen es als ihre Verpflichtung für die Rechte unserer Landsleute in Tibet zu kämpfen. Wir werden unseren Kampf gegen diese kolonialistische Politik der chinesischen Regierung in Tibet fortführen, bis eine Lösung für Tibet gefunden wird und die Lage der Tibeter in Tibet sich zum Besseren wendet. Lang lebe seine Heiligkeit der Dalai Lama. Freiheit für Tibet! Freiheit für Tibet! Freiheit für Tibet! Dankeschön. Tering Tirpebe, Jamne Gendu Gidere, Pelden Kujo Namba, Shea Miman Naba Samalola, Kube Ning Takwane, Samdi Tash the Tamishu, Naming La Tash the Rupegas and Sigu, Nara, France, Puris of Social Ubiquity. Bonjour à toutes et à tous. Mon nom est Palkit Santachitunjo et je suis le vice-président de la communauté tibétaine de France et ses amis. En mars 1959, l'armée de libération des peuples de Chine a déclaré la victoire sur le Tibet et a depuis lors occupé notre pays. À partir de ce moment-là, plusieurs milliards de Tibétains ont dû fuir leur propre pays. Il y a maintenant 59 ans que la Chine a occupé notre pays. Nos compatriotes du Tibet continuent à souffrir de la politique actuelle de suppression systématique de la culture tibétaine et du mépris des droits de l'homme. Tant que la situation au Tibet ne changera pas, nous continuons à manifester contre le gouvernement chinois et à tout faire pour trouver une solution pour notre pays. Vive le Tibet, vive sa sainteté le Dalai Lama. Tadun de la Dishini Gamne Harshi Sishi Sogan Gonzal Haminamde Gamgo Gawa Botamche Kenji Sequation Bocho Kose Shabetan Badam Kong Tugi Shewa Tada Bemel Hungu Juba Shiji Pemi Nyurdo Nyamzon, you have a Mundu Shugut in. Pregelo!
Tilshana. Merci beaucoup. Mein Name ist Jardin Anglaise und ich bin Präsident des Tibeter Gemeinschaft Österreichs. Im März 1959 erklärte die Volksbefreiungsarmee Chinas ihren Sieg über Tibet und besetzt seither unser Land. Viele tausende Tibeter mussten seit damals aus ihrem eigenen Land fliehen. Es sind jetzt 59 Jahre, seit China unser Land besetzt hat. Unsere Landleute in Tibet leiden fortgesetzt unter der derzeitigen Politik, der systematischen Unterdrückung Tibeter Kultur und Missachtung der Menschenrechte. Solange sich die Situation in Tibet nichts ändert, werden wir weiter gegen die chinesische Regierung demonstrieren und alle versuchen, eine Lösung zu finden. Lange lebe seine Heiligkeit der Dalai Lama. Yellow! Yellow! Yellow!
Joshi Delek, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Sonam Chinzum. I am representative of Tibetan community in Britain. In March 1959, the People Liberation Army of China declared victory over Tibet and has since occupied our country. From then on, many thousands of Tibetans had to flee from their own country. It is now 59 years since China has occupied our country. Our fellow countrymen in Tibet continue to suffer from current policy of systematically suppressing Tibetan culture and disregarding human rights. As long as the situation in Tibet does not change, we will continue to demonstrate against Chinese government and try everything to find a solution our country. Long live His Holiness the Dalai Lama. Yellow! Yellow! Yellow!
Nghe mình là lô sang bên music nga nove phuji sokbe sokzui mit nam a lopsang pelmo og jeg leder for det norsk-tibetanske samfunnet. I mars 1959 erklærte den kinesiske frigjøringsherren seier over Tibet, og siden den tid har okkupert vårt land. Siden da mange tusende tibetanerne måtte flytte fra sitt land. Det nå 59 år siden Kina okkupert vårt land. Våre landsmenn i Tibet lider fremdeles under dagens systematiske undertrykkelse av tibetanske kultur og tibetanske kultur. Så lenge situasjonen i Tibet ikke endres, vi vil fortsette å demonstrere mot det kinesiske styret og forsøker å gjøre alt for å finne en løsning for vårt land. Leve lenger Hans Hellig Dalai Lama. Yellow! Yellow! Yellow!
태베 별이 분달 현재 창말 안닝 타반에 두지체 주야당 영어로 먼저 구제 제단에 땜베 면두제 이탈리 별이 초배 초조 주립 스린 주고요. Sono il presidente della comunità tibetana, mi chiamo Chodub Tsering Lama. Nel marzo del 1959 il Tibet è stato occupato dal Cina, dal regime di Cina dichiara di aver sottomesso il popolo tibetano. Da quel momento migliaia di tibetani sono costretti a fuggire dal loro paese. purtroppo ormai passato 59 anni dalla loro occupazione ingiusta e illegale, è stata una invasione brutale. Migliaia di tibetani continuano a soffrire nella loro patria, soffrono dovuto dalla ingiustizia, dalla discriminazione e soprattutto dall'attuale politica della soppressione della cultura tibetana e violazione e disrispetto dei diritti umani in Tibet. Fino a che non troviamo una soluzione per la nostra patria, noi non fermeremo mai, ma protesteremo continuamente contro il regime della Cina. Noi speriamo che la libertà e la giustizia sarà sempre a parte del Tibet e sarà un Tibet libero più presto possibile. Alla fine, lunga vita alla sua santità il Dalai Lama. Pökelo! 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 Nella lingua italiana. Tibet libero! Tibet libero! Tibet libero!
Presidente, mi nombre es Tawa y soy el presidente de la comunidad tibetana de España. En marzo de 1959, el Ejército Popular de Liberación de China declaró la victoria sobre el Tíbet y desde entonces ha estado ocupando nuestro país. A partir de ese momento, miles de tibetanos tuvieron que huir de su propio país. Ya han pasado 59 años desde que China ocupó nuestro país. Nuestra gente en el Tíbet sigue sufriendo la actual política de reprimir sistemáticamente la cultura tibetana y hacer caso omiso de los derechos humanos. Mientras la situación en la Tíbet no cambie, continuaremos demostrando contra el gobierno chino y intentaremos todo para encontrar una solución para nuestro país. Larga vida a su santidad el Dalai Lama. Tibet, free, libre.
Tibet libre.
Pökelo.
Nga Belgium Piri Sobe Soko Kamasari Yi. Ta tarengi nyemo te chikton ko kengam chung ngau ko ke chintu sombe tse chu nyemo te liya pe nalola. Pe chöga somge pemise mater samba chikten ge kana ge tazul ya ngoge jebe tyujeng ge nyemo chik songzi shugu ye te bjigre. Chikton ko ke shiju shigu ne tanda bodo ngarang so pe nalo ge pemisa ni ta chegala za ge pe miri da pe ge za de pe temba chamse ge che do ranso le tambe lokyu ye te bjigre tene tanda pe nalo ya pemi kya ta ngapchu ngani ke kuli meche la pe be ne ta chik dus cha de yore khasa se tyung gi nimate la ta ga na shin gi amdong abu khulya raso pemi ji ge kuli meche ya dus pe yore ta ga na shin gi pe nalo ya ane chepsi gi zombo mango chik ta dus zunju je yore pe nalo ya Draw me Tata Kaya Metabe Neta Cha de Yore, Gisonza, Maraso Purge Tendete, Mase Bato, Maraso, Pumi Ranige, Dr. Chikti, Chusum, Dr. Chikti, Tapu, Motu, Naku, Shuayi, Chikti Nanganzu Tamshuri, Chikti Nanganzu Maobe Reware, Chikti Nanganzu Gagare, Purgelo, Purgelo, Purgelo.
Nga Swissnei. Mein Name ist Pema Landar und ich vertrete heute die tibetische Frauenorganisation in der Schweiz.
sowie die Tibeter-Gemeinschaft in der Schweiz und in Liechtenstein. Im März 1959 hat die chinesische Volksbefreiungsarmee den Sieg über Tibet erklärt. Seit dem Zeitpunkt ist unser Land von der Volksrepublik China besetzt. Seither haben viele Tausende Tibeterinnen, Tibeter aus ihrem eigenen Land müssen flüchten. Seit 59 Jahren wird unser Land Tibet von der Volksrepublik China besetzt. Unsere Landsleute in Tibet leiden schon seit 59 Jahren unter der systematischen Unterdrückung und der tibetischen Kultur und Religion sowie unter der Verletzung von Menschenrechten. Solange sich die Lage in Tibet nicht ändert, werden wir immer weiter gegen die chinesische Regierung demonstrieren und alles probieren, um eine Lösung für unser Land zu finden. Wir wünschen seiner Heiligkeit, dem Dalai Lama, langes Leben.
Mijn naam is Tashi Lanzo. Ik ben de vertegenwoordiger van de Tibetaanse gemeenschap in Nederland. In maart 1959 verklaarde het Volksbevrijdingsleger van China de overwinning over Tibet, heeft sindsdien ons land bezet. Vanaf dat moment moesten veel duizend Tibetanen vluchten uit hun eigen land. Het is nu al 59 jaar dat China ons land bezet. Ons landgenoten in Tibet lijden onder het huidige beleid van het systematisch onderdrukken van Tibetaanse cultuur en het negeren van de rechten van de mens. Zolang de situatie in Tibet niet verandert, zullen wij doorgaan om te demonstreren tegen de Chinese regering. Alles proberen om een oplossing te vinden voor ons land. Lang leven His Holiness Dalai Lama. Pegelo! Pegelo!
Tanda Europe 소박하게 소소 넘버 솔이야 산에 소소 전에 아니 제자를 전환주 디젤이야 미만에 무트 캠베 나온주 아니 캠베 다리 나오나 수행.
So I would like to request my friends to come on the stage to shout out the slogans loud.
Lonely! 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 Let the Dalai Lama! Let the Dalai Lama! United Nation! United Nation! Stop killing! Stop killing! Stop killing! Stop culture genocide! Stop culture genocide!
burning! Tibet is burning! Tibet is burning! Tibet is burning! Back up, back up! Back up, back up! Wake up, wake up! No more sleeping! No more sleeping! Let the Dalai Lama stop killing! Stop killing! Stop killing! Stop killing! Tibet is burning! 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 Wake up, wake up! Wake up, wake up! Wake up, wake up! No more sleeping! No more sleeping! No more sleeping! UNO! 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 Tibet is burning! Tibet is burning! Tibet is burning! Tibet is burning! Stop killing! Stop killing! Stop killing! Long live! Long live! Long live! Let the Dalai Lama! Let the Dalai Lama! Let the Dalai Lama! Stop killing! Stop killing! Stop killing! Tibet is burning! Tibet is burning! Tibet is burning! Tibet is burning! Stop the culture genocide! Stop the culture genocide!
KBP 하고 나서 두채 나고는 참 필요하지. 디네 먼저 내는 무지하이 대대 결결과 스위스 저소지 팀이 점구 리사 마존이 초원에 송시갈롭는요.
May I request Ms. Lisa Mazzoni, Swiss Parliamentarian Group for Tibet from Green Party, to deliver her speech. Thank you.
Bonjour à toutes et à tous. En ce jour symbolique, c'est très émouvant de vous voir tous et toutes aussi nombreux aujourd'hui rassemblés pour revendiquer les libertés et les droits fondamentaux de toutes les Tibétaines et tous les Tibétains. Et en ce jour symbolique, le groupe parlementaire suisse Tibet souhaite vous apporter et vous témoigner son soutien. Il y a 59 ans que le soulèvement populaire contre l'occupation du Tibet par l'armée chinoise se terminait par un dramatique bain de sang. 59 ans que des dizaines de milliers de Tibétains ont perdu la vie dans une répression violente et injustifiée des autorités chinoises, alors qu'ils s'étaient soulevés pour revendiquer leurs droits fondamentaux et leur liberté. 59 ans que le Dalai Lama et le gouvernement du Tibet et des dizaines de milliers de Tibétains ont été contraints de fuir le Tibet. En ce jour de symbole de liberté fort pour les Tibétaines et les Tibétains, pour vous, le groupe parlementaire suisse Tibet vous témoigne son soutien le plus total. La reconnaissance et la mémoire sont essentielles. Pourtant, la situation des droits fondamentaux et des droits humains s'est particulièrement détériorée au Tibet ces dernières années. La sécularisation forcée et répressive s'intensifie, alors que la Chine a dernièrement pris le contrôle sur le centre bouddhiste tibétain de l'Arungar. Des milliers de Tibétaines et de Tibétains ont été expulsés, des milliers d'habitations ont été détruites, et en parallèle, la surveillance se répand. Des dizaines de milliers d'informateurs informels ont été recrutés pour créer un climat de peur et de surveillance généralisée. Le groupe parlementaire suisse Tibet dénonce l'atteinte à la liberté de religion et aux droits fondamentaux des Tibétaines et des Tibétains. Nous sommes aussi très préoccupés par la situation en Suisse pour les Tibétaines et les Tibétains, une situation qui se détériore. 5 ans après la ratification de l'accord de libre-échange entre la Suisse et la Chine, l'influence de la Chine en Suisse se ressent toujours plus fortement. Pourtant, la communauté tibétaine de Suisse, qui compte plus de 7500 membres, est la plus grande d'Europe. On constate que des restrictions dans la liberté d'expression, particulièrement inacceptables à l'occasion de la visite officielle du président chinois en Suisse l'an dernier, mais aussi des difficultés à obtenir des papiers d'identité et à pouvoir voyager, ainsi que des atteintes à l'identité et à la reconnaissance de l'identité tibétaine par les autorités suisses, sont toujours plus nombreuses. Pour le groupe, ce n'est pas acceptable et la situation doit changer. La Suisse ne doit plus laisser la Chine étendre son influence. Au contraire, la Suisse doit s'engager, le gouvernement suisse doit s'engager pour revendiquer la liberté de religion et les droits fondamentaux des Tibétaines et des Tibétains. Bravo! En ce jour symbolique, je vous répète une fois de plus, je vous transmets notre soutien et toute la force pour continuer le combat pour la liberté et pour les droits fondamentaux des Tibétaines et des Tibétains. Bonne journée.
Swiss Lumbernalia, Europe Yunzom Nane, Vechiso Cheshudi, Yuringshu, Terkes me, Mimbor, Dundong Apkets Yoris, Anita, Longe Regaliata, Swiss Shungdan, Jana Pasalalia Tsongje, Ki Kangi Chungudende, Shabne, Chen Pö, Mima Tang, Pö, Tatsu, Tola, Tanda Chumushra Chayoris. Ani Swiss Shungi, Tatsul di Tamra, ani Duga Chayoris, the Sunzanda di Kuran, Swiss ki Tulso Tumi, Sobe, Samne Gamu Shuni, di König anzu Kellen König me, Diliatic Language, Gachich Chagudus, Chene, Zamashuya Yins. Ani Swiss Shunge, Dilia, Janalia, the one that gets statue, your marketing on Zulu, Kellen König, Mess, and Kuranga Sungudu, Ni Rawalia, Mimag Rawa, Per Mimag Rawalia, Ni Kushab Chowres, and Shuya, Suya is, and Chalet and Naya is, the Nessons on Perlia. Peu nang yimena hin dwala Swiss Lumbernalia peu mitzolia ne rawate oris chene geje shea yi lere chigins tozo ne tumi chopor tone kame shu yos toji ches
sundu na wala ni namar tuchana suya ane chamgu lisa mazone cholya tuji chishu jedar jeda chada jidu spinai tunje choda primiman solution.
We would like to thank her deep from her heart. Thank you so much for your wonderful speech.
Adi chela kushab rene longe cho ne sungshe nangyu kushab rene longe cho.
May I now request Mr. René Longet to deliver his speech. Thank you.
Dear friends from many countries of Europe, I'm very proud that this big and important European event happens this year here in Geneva. As you know, we have an important shared history between Switzerland and Tibet, since we have given a new home here to many of refugees coming after the uprising of '59. But these links have to be confirmed and reinforced. The Chinese pressure on Swiss economic leaders and political decision makers is growing and should not weaken our national Swiss engagement on your side. We are here to say to all of you that we stand firmly on your side, to reaffirm our entire solidarity with Tibet and the Tibetan people all over the world. Was Tibet widerfuhr und widerfährt, ist völlig inakzeptabel. Seit der brutalen Einverleibung Tibets in die chinesische sogenannte Volksrepublik im Jahre 1951 ging es mit der Eigenständigkeit ihres schönen Heimatlandes ständig bergab. Die Kulturrevolution hat dann ganz schlimm gewütet und sehr viel vom wertvollen historischen und seit Jahrhunderten lebendigen Kulturschatz unwiederbringlich zerstört. Und dann darauf folgte die bevölkerungsmäßige Kolonisierung und die systematische Ausbeutung der Ressourcen Tibets. Als Kulisse für Tourismus hat man einiges stehen lassen, aber die Tibeter werden zunehmend zu Fremden im eigenen Land. So wie anderswo im chinesischen Herrschaftsbereich, aber schlimmer noch, gibt es keinerlei Freiraum für Meinungsbildung und Äußerung und von kultureller Entfaltung ist kaum zu sprechen. All das werden wir niemals hinnehmen. Le destin du Tibet est emblématique du destin des peuples et des cultures opprimées dans le monde. Il nous appelle à une lutte pacifique mais sans faille. Nous ne devons pas faiblir face à l'immense pression chinoise. C'est essentiel pour le Tibet, c'est essentiel pour le monde. Le Tibet a besoin du monde, mais le monde a besoin du Tibet. Votre sagesse, votre spiritualité nous éclaire. Notre monde en a bien besoin. Et nous tous, nous pouvons faire quelque chose. Quand j'étais moi-même parlementaire fédéral, j'ai participé à la fondation du groupe parlementaire Suisse-Tibet. Et je me réjouis beaucoup de sa vitalité et de son engagement dont tout à l'heure Lisa Mazzone a porté témoignage. Quand j'étais maire de ma ville, j'y ai fait hisser le drapeau tibétain et il y flotte toujours jusqu'à ce que le Tibet soit libre et jusqu'à ce qu'il puisse flotter à nouveau au Tibet. Quand je présidais un parti politique cantonal, j'ai veillé à ce que nous inscrivions dans notre action la solidarité avec le peuple tibétain. Ces actions, chaque titulaire d'une fonction, chaque citoyenne, chaque citoyen peut les proposer, les mener, les conduire et les faire perdurer. Nous serons avec vous, chers amis tibétaines, chers amis tibétains, jusqu'à ce que vous soyez libres, non seulement chez nous, mais chez vous. Vive le Tibet libre!
Thank you so much for your speech. May I now request Mr. Martin Bursig, a representative of Czech Republic, to deliver his speech. Thank you.
Thank you. Dear Tibetan friends, dear friends of Tibet, Dashi Delek. This is not for the first time I'm here. This is already for the third time, and it is my great honor to be invited from a small city of Prague, from small country, the Czech Republic, who is at the same time a big supporter of Tibet. If you in the first row turn around, you will see this is huge. This is the largest gathering I experienced here in favor of Tibet. I arrived here with 3 topics. First is to deliver the greetings. First from my country, the Czech Republic. Today, at more than 700 city halls, there is a Tibetan flag hanging. More than 100 schools, including universities. Charles University of Prague, founded 1484, Tibetan flag is hanging there. Second greetings comes from International Tibet Network. Alison Reynolds, the director, unfortunately she cannot be here, so she is sending best regards. It is, as you know, the organization which is an umbrella organization above Tibetan, pro-Tibetan groups around the world. So many greetings from her from London. If we speak about 59 years of violation of human rights by the Chinese communists in Tibet, it is hard to imagine. If you tell a young person about 59 years, it is hard to imagine. I was born in 1959. I am 59. I know what it is. All my life, Tibetan people are living in a non-democratic, non-free country. And it is, in fact, 3 generations. I got grandfather recently, so I know 3 generations is 59 years. We are standing here in front of the United Nations headquarters, and it reminds me a second point which I want to remind, and it is to deliver hope. We celebrate 70 years of the adoption of United Nations Universal Declaration of Human Rights. That time, in December 1948, China, People's Republic of China, signed that Universal Declaration. No effect, of course. My country that time, Communist Czechoslovakia, did not sign it, voted abstain. And only later on, Communist Czechoslovakia signed in Helsinki the Treaty on Human Rights. Why I am mentioning this? Because Charter 77, the dominant power which led to the change and to fall down of a communist regime and deliver democracy, the basic principle and the basic manifesto of Charter 77 was formed on asking the communist government to hold on their signature under the human rights treaties. So it is very important to keep on asking the even totalitarian and communist government to keep on their promises by the time they signed the treaties. Human rights are universal and indivisible. Human freedom is also indivisible. If it is denied to anyone in the world, it is therefore denied indirectly to all people. This is why we cannot remain silent in the face of evil or violence. Silence merely encourages them. This is what Václav Havel, my dear president, said in favor of universality of human rights. And 20 years after establishment of Charter 77 in November 1989, the Velvet Revolution finally arrived. The communist regime collapsed, and prisoner Václav Havel became president of Czechoslovakia. At that time, he sat in his office at the castle. He said, I want the Rolling Stones to be in Prague, and I want His Holiness the Dalai Lama to come to Prague. And the people around him, they said, Rolling Stones, it won't be a problem, but Dalai Lama, he's not a head of state. He said, I don't mind, I want Dalai Lama to be here. Less than 3 months later, His Holiness the Dalai Lama and the Czech Cardinal Tomášek were standing at the balcony in Archbishop Palais in front of a Prague castle, and we were crying below the balcony because it happened. And that time he said also, truth and love overcome lies and hatred. And the situation in Tibet, as you Buddhists say, this will also change. The truth and love of the Tibetans will overcome lies and hatred of the Chinese too. Nothing is permanent. It is also important to stress when I spoke about hope, what I mean by hope and what Václav Havel meant by hope. Hope is not the conviction that something will turn out well, but the certainty that something makes sense regardless of how it turns out. And the third point I want to mention, because this is about Europe, which stands with Tibet, is about Tibetan test. A journalist, an economist, Edward Lucas, wrote a couple of years ago an article which he called the Tibetan test. And he, if I may quote, he said, West must unite to resist Chinese bullying against those who meet Tibet's leaders. This is a test of European and transatlantic political will. If Europe and the US adopted a common position, something on the lines like, we will meet with anyone we choose to, regardless of diplomatic bluster, then the Chinese protest would be fireworks, not cannons. And the importance of this goes far beyond Tibet. If Europe cannot stick up for principle and defend itself against bullying when the stakes are relatively low, what chance is there that it can do when the stakes are higher? This is an important message for us, the Europeans, that we have to keep on principles and always answer the Chinese. We will meet whoever we want. We will meet His Holiness the Dalai Lama. We will meet Lobsang Sangay. We are asking President Xi Jinping, Tibet needs the dialogue. Xi Jinping was in Prague and the police did not let us to demonstrate against him. Chinese people were protecting Xi Jinping so that he does not see the Tibetan flags. Is he a strong political leader? Could someone be strong when he is afraid of Tibetan flags? It is time to work together on building a coalition of those European governments who successfully passed the Tibetan test and who will support the strategy of the Tibetan government in exile, which through opening of the talks with His Holiness the Dalai Lama envoy with the government of People's Republic of China will lead to the real autonomy, and later, when the Chinese Communist Party collapse, to the free Tibet. Let the Dalai Lama go home and make Tibet great again. Thank you very much.
So here we would like to thank Mr. Martin Bursig and René Longet for your support. Without your voice, we wouldn't have come this far. So thank you so much for your deepest support. We really appreciate that. And here we offer you white kadak.
Cheki any solution was Surba, Kusha Martin Borsik, Cholaya, in Tapan, Twitches, Shuvada, and Mivan Lange Sola, Bukul Shualia, Tangas Chusa Kashe, to you, Bushra, Yo Mare, Chesa Lange, Sangolo, Ripper, Timne, Cha, Daviatan, Karine, Subsubtine, Tukur Chechen Narochi, Jeter Sama Sala Masha Chechen Namla, Terro Nance, Bukul Shuai, also to you, Mare, Chusa Kashe. Penal Yudebe Garansuke, Piripinda Suki, Ranglu, Merced Tanoel Sobe, Legul subject in the Penangore, and also Chizokachi chicken name Yobachi, Kavala to Nancy Lynch, Surba, Kushab, Norman Baker Chone, Sunsha Nangu, Kushab Norman Baker.
Good afternoon, friends. Tashi Delay. And I'm very pleased to be here. Thank you very much for coming along, and I'm sorry I've had to stand so long in the British weather this afternoon. But I'm here because we in Britain have got long connections with Tibet, going back a very long way. We know Tibet was independent. We were there with you in the 20th century, and we know what happened in 1959. And the British people are with you today and will be with you in the future as well. Now, a few days ago, on the same day as a major prayer festival in Tibet took place, the Chinese authorities held a major military drill in Lhasa, termed by them as a wall of steel. The joint military drill on March 2nd consisted of a mass show for force of combat-ready troops from the People's Liberation Army and the People's Armed Police, underlining the heavy militarization of Tibet. And we know that for the Chinese government, so-called political stability in Tibet is most important. Xi Jinping has said that to rule the country, it is imperative to rule the frontiers. To rule the frontiers, stabilizing Tibet must be done first. And you know, stability for them means sterility for Tibet. They have learned nothing and forgotten nothing over the last 59 years, and the Chinese Communist Party has got the same mindset as the Chinese emperors had going back hundreds of years. They have even issued a circular urging the public to inform on people they suspect of being loyal to the Dalai Lama. And they said that the spread of separatist gangs in Tibet is rampant. That's the word he used, rampant. What does that tell you? It tells you that they have achieved nothing in terms of moving hearts and minds of the Tibetan people over the last 59 years. They have achieved nothing. How many times have we heard that sort of language over the last 59 years? And the Chinese government seem to think all they have to do is use a bit more force, a bit more oppression, a bit more torture, and Tibet will fall into line. But the oppression is already the worst in the world, the second worst in the world, according to the House of Freedom, behind only Syria, worse than in countries like North Korea or Eritrea. It is grotesque and actually pathetic to have heavily armed troops with live ammunition to control peaceful and unarmed monks and nuns. And what kind of country is it that has to use armed troops to stop people leaving it? What kind of country is that? What kind of inspiration do they have in the population to have that sort of mindset? So they have paid informers, so they waged an incessant battle on the internet and the press, so they try to intimidate anyone who will express sympathy with the Tibetan people. In towns in the UK and others elsewhere in the civilized democratic world who invite His Holiness Dalai Lama, they object. They object to countries whose leaders meet His Holiness. And they hammer companies like Daimler, who've dared to quote the Dalai Lama innocently in their publicity material. They will not be happy. Let's be quite clear. The Chinese government will not be happy until every aspect of Tibetan culture and language is eradicated. Because for them, stability, the word you use, means sterility. And it's appalling, in particular, to take the case of Tashi Wangchuk, who people have mentioned today, who has been imprisoned for upholding the Chinese constitution, which respects the rights of minorities in their own terms and respects the language and culture of minorities. But actually, they don't respect that at all. So what's clear to me is that after 59 years of oppression from the Chinese government, it isn't working. It isn't working because the spirit of Tibet and the spirit of the Tibetan people cannot be destroyed by Chinese activity of this sort. There are, I think, today here thousands of people here in front of the United Nations, in sight of the United Nations, to testify that that sort of activity from the Chinese is not working. There are Tibetans here from across Europe, and there are friends who are not Tibetans from across Europe who are here today too. And there are people all over the world who sympathise with and support the cause of Tibetan freedom. You are not alone. So I say to my Tibetan friends, your fight is our fight. It's a fight for basic human rights, a fight for the right to express your views, whatever they are, to come and go freely, wherever you may be, to follow your religion, whatever it happens to be. Those are rights that belong to you and me as citizens of the world, and they cannot be taken away by Xi Jinping and his ghastly coterie. The Chinese government is likely to become this century's greatest power. Is it one that will bring benign influence on the world, or is it the one that will spread oppression and authoritarianism? At the moment, it seems it's going to be brutal and oppressive. To be honest, its activities disgust me. We all need to stand up for basic rights, and Western governments in particular must not buckle under China's economic pressure. But here is the good news. After 59 years of brutal oppression in Tibet, after 59 years of disparaging and insulting His Holiness the Dalai Lama, after 59 years of attempting to eradicate Tibetan culture, they have spectacularly failed. The sense of Tibetan identity inside and outside Tibet is stronger than ever. In the battle for the hearts and minds of the Tibetan people, they will never win. Tibet will be free.
Thank you so much. Dear friends, I want to request you all to shout the slogans really loud so that even the Chinese government can hear it. And let the Tibetan flags fly. Please don't keep it on the ground. Thank you so much. Yes, and we would also like to thank Mr. Becker for your deepest support until now. Thank you so much for that. Yeah.
České národná mimánsáma détat gözüdis çıkıyor sonra tujisi. Long live! Long live! Long live!
does she want to? Free does she want to? Free Benjamin Lama! Free Benjamin Lama! Free Benjamin Lama! United Nations! United Nations! United Nations! United Nations! United Nations! No more sleeping! No more sleeping! No more sleeping! No more sleeping! Tibet is burning! Tibet is burning! Tibet is burning! We want! We want! We want! Wake up! Wake up! Wake up! Wake up! Wake up! Wake up! UN, take action on! UN, take action on! UN, take action on! Free press! Free press! Free press! Long live! Long live! Let the Dalai Lama! Let the Dalai Lama! Tibet is burning! Tibet is burning! Stop the killing! Stop the killing! Stop the torture! Stop the torture! Shame on Chinese government! Shame on Chinese government! Stop lying to the world! Stop lying to the world! Stop lying to the world!
Long live! Long live! Long live! Let the Dalai Lama! Let the Dalai Lama! Let the Dalai Lama! Stop killing! Stop killing! Stop killing! Tibet is burning! 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 Stop the culture genocide! Stop the culture genocide! Stop the culture genocide! Release! 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 Let the Shuangchu! Let the Shuangchu! Let the Shuangchu! Stop demolition! Stop demolition! Stop demolition! Tibet belongs to! Tibet belongs to! Tibet belongs to! Pegalo! 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 We want! We want! We want! We demand human rights! We demand human rights! We demand human rights! Tibet is burning! Tibet is burning! Tibet is burning! We demand religious freedom! We demand religious freedom! We demand religious freedom! United Nations! United Nations! United Nations! Wake up! Wake up! Wake up! Wake up! Wake up! Wake up! No more sleeping! No more sleeping! No more sleeping! No more sleeping!
tanda kembe na tuche na shuya da loden namling la lushe single shuju.
We now have here Mr. Loden Namling, and he will sing a song, a tribute to this day.
And my daughter, Nima.
Yes.
She's going to play the keyboard. Anyway, what a beautiful weather, wonderful people. Tashi Delek. I want to thank everybody, and I'm going to sing a song which I think the whole world knows, the song called Imagine. Wow. The Tibetans for the last 60 years have been imagining that one day we will get into this gates of United Nations and join the brothers and sisters. And so this is a song, but before that, I want to say something which is very important. And in the crowd, I have many friends, but one friend I really like to say is my dear friend Franz Streigler of Young Gods, a great musician and a great heart, a very, how to say, a person that I look towards, and I want to say thank you so much for supporting Tibet. He's been supporting Tibet for the last many years. And so we begin the song for the freedom of Tibet. Tanasa sa Butente, Tanasa sa Butente, Laha, Bushu. Oh, Yaka Tiri de Hamsa Butente, Sampushu, Masu Samodosa Chiti Narona. Hakalo! Hakalo! Free Tibet! Free Tibet! Free Tibet!
Ludela Namila in the Tuchana Suai, Dijela Italy, Chisi, Colin Surba, Kushap, Gilo, Ten City, Santa Gata Chole, Sunshine on you.
Thank you so much, Nimla and Lodinla. May I now request Mr. Giulio Tezzi di Sant'Agata, Foreign Minister of Italy, to address this gathering.
Buongiorno a tutti, è fantastico essere qui oggi. Viva il Tibet! Viva il Tibet libero! Dear friends of Tibet, I'm here today, came from Italy, to bring you, all of you, the strongest support of your great friends who are the members of the non-violent radical party Transnational and Transparty and of the Global Committee for the Rule of Law. Honorable Baker is here today, belongs to the same group. I'm honored to greet him. They are people for whom non-violence, love for humanity, love for everybody, understanding as dialogue is the essence of life as it was for their leader who passed away just a couple of years ago, Marco Pannella, the staunchest friend of His Holiness the Dalai Lama. Thank you very much. Thank you very much to Professor Goduk Dorier, representative of His Holiness for Southern Europe, to Dawa Sutrim, to President of Italy Tibet Association, Dr. Claudio Cardelli, for having invited me representing my friends, my radical friends in Italy. It is an honor indeed to be here today, to bear witness to the fact that the universal values, example, and teaching of His Holiness the Dalai Lama are so deeply admired in Italy, as in every part of Europe, as in the world. They especially inspire all those who belong to the non-violent radical movement and all the organizations engaged in keeping preciously intact and very much alive the legacy of Marco Pannella. To the Global Committee for the Rule of Law that he founded a short while before leaving us, human dignity, freedom, right to know, justice are the cardinal directions for its mission, for the mission of this Global Committee. Marco Pannella was always led by a profound attachment and admiration for His Holiness the Dalai Lama. And I think that he felt rewarded by the special attentions reserved to him by the Dalai Lama when he was invited on 21st June 2015 to Dharamsala to celebrate His Holiness' 80th birthday. On that occasion, Pannella praised the call for autonomy for Tibet, advanced by the Dalai Lama years before and shared by the Tibetan parliament in exile. Pannella said, and I quote, "This community, the community from Tibet, which gathered here today, represent Satyagraha. It is love for the truth and the strength of love, which is needed also to our opponents, starting with the Han people." End of quote. The close understanding and support the leader of the non-violent radical party was showing for the Tibet's people and traditions was all but new. It was a constant of his political and intellectual life. 6 years before attending the celebration of Dharamsala, on 11 March 2009, Pannella had moved a resolution at the European Parliament coherent with many other statements and initiatives he reserved to the situation in Tibet. On that day, on March 2009, he expressed a very special wish. The Dalai Lama, he said, has appealed for non-violence, was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize for his efforts, and is not calling for the independence of country region Tibet, but for the resumption of negotiations with the Chinese authorities, so as to reach a comprehensive political agreement on genuine autonomy within the context of the People's Republic of country region place China. Matteo Angeli, who is here also today with Laura, his wife, Laura Hart, is the Secretary General of the Global Committee for the Rule of Law. And he had, Matteo, a couple of years ago, the opportunity to remind His Holiness, when he did visit Pisa, Pannella's legacy and his closest friend's determination to continue his mission, to continue to pursue Pannella's legacy. This is why the Global Committee is especially honored to have among its most distinguished members Thupten Wanchen, disciple of His Holiness the Dalai Lama and a member of the Tibetan Parliament in exile in Dharamsala. In 2012, Thupten Wanchen promoted the Flame of Truth for Tibet, the Flame of Truth for Tibet. It's an extraordinary campaign to advocate human rights promoted by the Tibetan Central Administration. The monk traveled through the Americas, Europe and Asia to support all the Tibetan communities in the world. And when Wang Chen and the Flame arrived in Rome in October 2012, they were welcomed by the mayor of Rome and by Marco Pannella. The enormous value Tibet's culture and traditions have for human progress, peace, and dialogue among people is especially evident when we think about freedom of religion and belief. No other field of human rights bears a significance as vast as that specific freedom for the life of individuals and entire nations. Freedom of religion and belief. The Global Committee for the Rule of Law is strongly engaged in that direction, together with groups and organizations which share similar objectives. Tibet's history is a compelling evidence of the universality of human rights, freedom of religion and belief in particular. It is widely recognized how much the teaching and the example of His Holiness the Dalai Lama are shaping the conscience of people of goodwill, encouraging their inner understanding, their spiritual growth, their appeal for tolerance and love towards all creatures. I would like, therefore, to remind the obligation that the European Union has to promote freedom of religion, because this is a freedom which is enshrined in Tibet's culture and precedes in many ways, reinforces also the most important acquis that have ever been rooted in the European Union system of legal norms and political commitments. The promotion and protection of freedom of religion is a fundamental right of every human being, of its free exercise that directly contributes to democracy, development, rule of law, peace and stability. Over the background of increasing intolerance and authoritarian rule, which characterize the situation in the world and in Asia in particular, we must take the opportunity of today's meeting to launch an appeal to the EU institutions and governments. Institutions and government in Europe must consider again and more closely the precise obligations that they have in promoting freedom of religion and belief worldwide, and especially in Tibet. Let me quote some paragraphs that all Europeans and their governments should remember, because these paragraphs have been expressed very clearly in a decision already 5 years ago at the highest level by the European councils. Paragraph 33, and I quote, "The promotion of religious tolerance, respect for diversity and mutual understanding are of utmost importance with a view to creating an environment conducive to the full enjoyment by all persons of freedom of religion or belief." Paragraph 34, "The EU will encourage state and other influential actors to refrain from fostering inter-religious tensions by law or practice." Paragraph 42 says very explicitly that the European Union will challenge any attempt to make the exercise of human rights conditional upon state permission. To take action, the European governments, when requirements for religious or belief-related organizations to register are used as means of state control rather than to facilitate the exercise of the freedom of religion or belief. And again, the same guidelines and political engagement of the European Union say that states should be encouraged to ensure the protection of religious heritage sites and places of worship, especially when groups of people gathered in these places face threats. And again, to take action when property used for religious worship is unduly confiscated. Condemn legislation that provides for discriminatory treatment of persons or groups belonging to different religions. I think all these applies to the Tibet situation, and Europeans are engaged in raising their voices on this principle. Their political engagement, expressed many times, must be expressed not only in words, but in true deeds. These and other commitments undertaken at highest level must be fully implemented by the European Union and institution, and the situation in Tibet should not be considered an exception. Thank you to you all.
Thank you so much, Mr. Giulio Terzi, for your kind support throughout these years, and we would like to offer you this white kadak.
투자나 수야다 안디체라 예루 저소기 배대 약교 속배 속소 구샵 토마스 만촌의 숭신남규 구샵 토마스 만.
May I now request Mr. Thomas Mann, President of Tibet Interest Group of European Parliament, to address the gathering. Thank you.
Rain, tears about China. Now we have the sunshine because of the powerful people which we have. Dear Tibetans and the Tibetan supporters, Karma Yeshi and all the other speakers, members of governments and parliaments, NGOs, civil society, ICT, ladies and gentlemen. Besondere Grüße an diejenigen, die Deutsch verstehen und Deutsch sprechen und Schweizerdeutsch können. Today we have our solidarity with the Tibetan people inside Tibet and in exile. I am the leader of the Tibet supporter group in the European Parliament. Very often I ask myself, did we do enough? The democratic development of the Tibetan parliament and the engagement of the representatives of Tibetans around the world are an example for political maturity. In May 2016, I was a member of an international election observing mission to Dharamsala, together with parliamentarians from different member states. The enthusiasm of the people, their hunger to fulfill the rights of democratic participation inspired us. Their passion for establishment the government on the 16th Tibetan Parliament in Exile has been outstanding for us. Interesting for us was the first time you had a battle between two candidates, and I think you got a very good solution in the end, to become Sikyong, the president of the CTA. Other parliamentarian colleagues and assistants, they observed the polling stations in the European Union, in Paris, in London, and in Brussels, where I work very often. In the European Parliament, our interest group unites members from different countries. Just now 28, my friends from Great Britain perhaps 27. See what's happened? There is a small chance to have the exit out of the Brexit. I hope it's possible. We support the Tibetans who are chased, who are suppressed and are suffering. Our work has shown visible results and keeps us motivated to continue being advocates for Tibetan rights and for the middle way approach of His Holiness the Dalai Lama. The Dalai Lama, he has a unique aura. He has charisma and he has tremendous influence. Tibet is and will be on the agenda of the European Parliament. We do the utmost to raise awareness about urgent developments. Restrictions on human rights, they have worsened the situation in the last years under the Chinese government. New suppressing laws have been adopted, and the biggest strategy is the self-immolation of more than 150 Tibetan monks and nuns and farmers and nomads. The TIG supports the Tibetan cause by informing MEPs, but also the Council and also the European Commission, and of course the public, about torture, about illegal imprisonment. We invite high-ranking experts from all over the world, from former Tibetan prisoners, monks and nuns, as well as refugees and professors, to inform about the political situation, about the environment, about the deficits on human rights and the unacceptable living conditions. We cooperate with parliamentarians inside and outside the European Union. In September 2016, we celebrated the 7th International Conference of Tibet Support Groups and the University in Brussels. 250 participants from more than 50 countries, they joined the remarkable event, and during also we have Lobsang Sangay and His Holiness. 1 week later, the Dalai Lama held a speech in front of the members of the Foreign Affairs Committee in the European Parliament in Strasbourg. In February 2017, we organized a cross-party conference on the reincarnation of His Holiness. This event was a huge success and attracted a large number of guests. The same month, we organized a conference about the Chinese counter-terrorism policy. This law poses many dangers and impacts for the Tibetan people as well as the Uyghurs. Linking religion and belief to the so-called terrorism enlarged the scope of penalization and oppression. In June 2017, we wrote letters to the President of the Council, Donald Tusk, of the European Commission, Jean-Claude Juncker, as well as the High Representative for Foreign Affairs and Security Policy, Federica Mogherini. Our demand was to push the Tibetan issue on the ongoing EU-China summit. We received positive reactions from 3 heads of the European institutions. And in January 2018, we welcomed Dr. Lobsang Sangay, the Sikyong in the European Parliament, to discuss the living conditions for Tibetans in China. lightening under current Chinese government. The same month, we tabled a resolution on human rights abuse in China. We demanded the release of the activists Tashi Wangchuk and the monk Chökyi. Tibet needs support from all Europeans. It has to be public and it has to be visible. Selling human rights for economics is definitely not a part of the European set of values. We do not accept that these companies sacrifice basic principles for the sake of economic interests. The European Parliament was, is and will be the voice of human rights. Even against resistance, we do not leave Tibet alone. Again today we stand shoulder to shoulder with our Tibetan friends to request human rights. Long live His Holiness. Long live the Tibetan idea of freedom, of religion, of culture, of autonomy. Wake up, resist, return. Thank you very much. Tashi Dele.
Mr. Thomas Mann, for your support, for your voice, and for being here today. Thank you so much.
Europe Miss Wellis Scott Katola Chone
Okay, next up, may I request Miss Molly Scott Kato, members of European Parliament UK, to deliver her speech.
Thank you very much. Thank you. People always struggle with my name, but it's fine. Molly is my name. It's a huge honour to be with you here today. I've never seen so many Tibetan people together in one place, and it's a really beautiful sight. I joined the Parliament in 2014, and it's been an absolute honour and pleasure to work with Thomas Mann in the Tibet Interest Group and demonstrate our solidarity with the Tibetan people wherever you live. And I have to say that the work I do on human rights in Tibet and on offering solidarity to the Tibetan people is the most fulfilling of all the work that I do in the Parliament. And I question to myself, why does this work make me feel good? Why does it always fill my heart with joy when I'm working for freedom in Tibet? And I think there's actually a simple answer to that question. And the answer is that you, as Tibetans, do not engage in moral compromise. It's so frequently the case for politicians. It's so often the case that we have to give a little bit here or sacrifice something we really believe in there. But the Tibetan people never do that. You always stand by your principles. And so working with you, I always feel proud doing that. I really admire the way you are totally committed to your values, and you have such wonderful leadership in the Dalai Lama. And particularly, I think it's really admirable how you always stand by that principle of peace, of non-violent resistance. We live in a world of conflict. We see conflict in so many parts of the world, and so often the response to injustice or to oppression is a violent response. But your response has always been a peaceful response. And that is what's so inspiring to politicians like me who absolutely believe in a fundamental commitment to peaceful resolution of our problems. And I think that ability you have to continue in your non-violent resistance, to continue in that commitment to peace, grows from a deep spiritual grounding. And that's something that in the West, many, many of us have lost. And when we see the way you're able to keep hold of that, to maintain the basis of your political action in a spiritual grounding, that as well fills something that is a void in so many lives for people in the West today. So, what do we do in the European Parliament to support you? I myself have been involved in the resolutions on human rights. When we go to Strasbourg, On a Thursday morning, we debate human rights resolutions, urgency resolutions, about human rights situations in different countries in the world. And since I became an MP, we've had 4 of these resolutions focused on Tibet. I'm a Green in the European Parliament, so I'm in a fairly small group. But I was very fortunate that in January, I was able to negotiate for the Parliament the resolution on human rights abuses and defending human rights defenders in Tibet, and particularly it was focused on Tashi Wangchuk. We negotiated a very strong resolution. It included the commitment to dialogue between China and Tibet, and I can reassure you that you have friends in the European Parliament, because this strong resolution was passed by an overwhelming majority of parliamentarians. So you see Thomas and myself here today, but we are just representing many, many more European politicians and people in the European Parliament, a majority of whom support you in your non-violent struggle for freedom. We also had a very interesting debate about the year of tourism in China and tourism between the EU and China. And the debate was supposed to be about celebrating tourism to China. But I have to say that nearly all the speakers spoke about Tibet and the fact that we did not feel there should be tourism between Europe and Tibet while Tibet is oppressed by China. So you can be sure that you have friends, many friends in the European Parliament. But I think where we need to move to now is to really challenging the way the European institutions' trade policy works. Because we have this commitment on paper to a trade policy that works for everybody and a trade policy that reflects European values. But in practice, we're not living up to that. We're allowing Chinese products to come into our markets when we know that they use resources illegally mined in Tibet. And we know that many of these products are made by slaves. And Chinese human rights standards are not high enough for those products to enter our markets. So why do we not do anything about this? Well, you know the answer to that. It's because of the power of China. But I think it's time we stood up to that power. It's time we said we know China is our second biggest trading partner, but we will no longer be intimidated by that Chinese economic power if it means we have to sell out our principles on human rights. We have to end the bullying of China and the way European politicians constantly kowtow to that. Obviously, my country is a prime offender here. But I think if this policy of trade based on human rights means anything, it must mean that we strongly challenge human rights abuses in China, and we do not accept into European markets goods that have been made using products that have been illegally mined in Tibet. We need to stop this social dumping from China into European markets. So you can be sure wherever Commissioner Malmström is, I will be there raising those questions with her, as I do repeatedly. So I've come to say that in the European Parliament, we stand with you. We stand with you here in Geneva today, we stand with you wherever you are, and we stand with you in the European Parliament. I personally have huge respect for the unity you have as a people and the way you stand by your principles and you stand together to defend your culture. Your commitment to non-violent struggle for your rights is a beacon to the world. Thank you for everything you do. Long live the Dalai Lama, freedom for Tibet.
Thank you, Ms. Moli, for your work for the freedom of Tibet. We are very fortunate to have you in our movement. Thank you so much.
Tuchana Suya Dantine, France, Tosokome, Tumi, Jamgu, Jacqueline, Istas, Brino Chone, Sushakalumnam.
May I now request Ms. Jacqueline Eustache-Grignon, Senator of France, to address the gathering. Thank you.
Bonjour à tous. Vive le Tibet libre! So I'll try to speak English. I am particularly pleased to represent today our international study group on Tibet in the French Senate, chaired by Michel Raison, which was recently reconstituted after the last senatorial elections. It is composed of 22 senators with various political opinions. This diversity illustrates that the interest in the Tibetan cause goes far beyond the debates and problem of domestic politics for Tibet. Is threatened both in its identity and its natural setting. As elected representative of the nation, we believe that it is our responsibility, as well as that all European and international elected representatives, to remain alert to such fundamental points of the safeguarding of Tibetan identity. The fight against environmental threats to the Himalayan plateau or the respect for human rights. It is in this spirit that we have carried out our various activities for several years. I will mention briefly just a few examples. First, with regard to environmental threats, we organized a hearing of the environmental of geopolitical states of the Tibetan plateau in 2015 on the occasion of the 21st United Nations Conference on Climate Change, COP21. It was entitled Himalaya, the First Pole, because the consequences of pollution and water management can have a major negative impact not only on the people downstream of the plateau, but also on the rest of the world. Moreover, this work will mark the 13th anniversary of the Dalai Lama's speech to the European Parliament in Strasbourg, during which he presented his 5-point peace plan. I would like to highlight that point 4 proposes in particular the restoration and protection of Tibet's natural environment and the transformation of Tibet into a sanctuary where humanity and nature could live in harmony. As French citizens committed to climate and environmental diplomacy, this is a crucial point that no one should ignore or challenge, given the global stakes involved. It is within this context that we organized 2 years ago in the Senate a conference with a debate on universal responsibility for the environment. This occasion gave us the opportunity to recall that human action have become a geological force capable of transforming the planet. Therefore, it was necessary both to develop the idea of an interdependence with our environment and to agree to share a common destiny and responsibility. For instance, the countries least impacted by crime and consequence could be anyway affected by a significant number of climate refugees or environmental refugees. Secondly, with regard to women's rights, an hearing on the torture inflicted on Tibetans has made it possible to recall that their intensive fighting have often fatal outcomes and now conserve an ever larger population, artists, writers, bloggers, who are simply claiming the right to express their Tibetan identity. This is particularly the case of the Tibetan Grand Master Tenzin Delek Rinpoche, death in detention, whose niece, Mrs. Lamo Nyama, was welcomed by us, or more recently, Tachi Wonchuk, for whom our group has published a petition of support. There are few side examples. Along with those activities, we continue to address the government through the parliamentary question proceedings to ask for clarification of France's position on a number of sensitive issues such as the immolations or destruction of monastery. Finally, we have regular meetings with Tibetan religions or political representatives. We have the honor of receiving His Holiness in 2016 and Mr. Lomtsang Sangze this year, pursuant to our visit in Dharamsala last year. Recently, we have receiving at the Luxembourg Palace delegation of Tibetan parliamentarians, Chipten Wansheng and Dolma Tsering, and also participated in cultural events like the Himalayan People's Festival. To conclude, far from a purely incantatory position, and beyond the natural sympathy for this, our group wishes to reaffirm the urgency to take in action with the means at our disposal so that Tibetan can nurture the protect for a possible future for both the young generation in Tibet and the exiles. That is why, dear Tibetan friends, and whoever is deeply concerned about this issue, you will always find us standing by in order to fight for the Tibetan identity, so rich in history and spirituality. Vive le Tibet libre!
Thank you, Ms. Jacqueline, for your support and for being the voice of the 6 million Tibetans. Thank you so much.
Chuchena Shuadang and the Jella and the Italy within Jagger so Kushab Claudia Cardeli Chone Sunsha Kalov Nonju.
May I now request Mr. Claudio Cardil, President of Italy-Tibet Association, to address the gathering.
No, thank you so much. So after Imagine of John Lennon, I would like to sing Here Comes the Sun, doo-doo-doo-doo, here comes the sun. Finally, thank you very much. So I would like to thank the organizer of this incredible meeting. So many Tibetans, so many young Tibetans. This is very important and encourage us to carry on our commitments for the sacred cause of Tibet. Our association, Italia Tibet, is 30 years old. This 10th of March is my 31st 10th of March. And in these 3 decades, thank you. In these 3 decades, there have been moments in which we hope that China turn his cruel, incredible policy on the roof of the world in something better. Now, we have to admit that the situation is really discouraging for many reasons. But at the same time, I see that many countries in the world, different countries, are understanding that the policy of Beijing is a policy that will bring slowly, Calais, the policy in our house, in our countries, in our cities. So we must be careful of this, and we have to stop the bullies of the People's Republic of China. The Republic of China that say often that we interfere in the inner affair of them, and they continuously interfere in our internal affairs. They ban every visit of His Holiness the Dalai Lama. In every place they come with ambassadors to menace the governments, and this is really unacceptable. We must be careful and follow the movement of this country I was talking before, because something has happened. China, yesterday, Steve Bannon had an interview in the United States and said these particular words: China is
incredible enemy and not a strategic partner, and we must understand that. This is Steve Bannon, is not a common man. So we, as Italian-Tibet Association, in this period, I want to share only this with you and then I finish. We are following very carefully the Confucius Institutes. The Confucius Institutes, far from being a tool for spreading Confucian culture, are an emanation, a branch of the Chinese government called Hanban, the National Office for Teaching Chinese as a Foreign Language. Behind this apparently innocent name, in reality, a powerful instrument of political propaganda everywhere is hidden, with which the Communist Party intends to transmit first a positive image of China, very difficult, and at the same time to impose more or less obvious vows towards cultural initiative that are unpleasant to the regime. To give an example, Beijing suggested the Confucian Institutes to discourage any critical position taken by the Western world towards the three T, Tibet, Taiwan, and Tiananmen Square. This is a sensitive issue, such a repression of internal dissidents and violation of human rights, plus the persecution of the Falun Gong movement. History is always full of a surprise, and impermanence is a phenomenon that is for everybody and also for the Chinese government. Impermanence, sooner or later, will happen something. Now they are trying to be immortal in this ridiculous deification of Xi Jinping, like a Buddhist bodhisattva, Xi Jinping. This is really comic. They want electing him for life. So finally, I want to say to you that for how much strength and breadth we have, we will always be here as friends of Tibetan brothers and sisters, for defend the sacred cause of Tibet, but we want to defend also the future of our Western civilization, the future of our sons and our nephews, because our principles of freedom and human rights we have conquered in centuries of fights, and we don't want to lose, because the People's Republic of China want to impose their regime, their policy system. So we want to do this united, and we ask to the Tibetan to be united also in this struggle. Free Tibet, thank you very much. Tashi dele. Naso, Keram, Tropo in. Tujiche.
Claudio, for your brave words and for standing in solidarity with Tibet. Thank you.
강제 좋은 그 개가 나라 공부 등교 전에 야왕 꾸tin 주시버는 부채초 제설 내서 포장 보달라야 된대 슈트비아기 먼저 레와당 먼저 마음을 일람래 디 현재서 야구전에 새로운 수요에 드린 게 단다 시당나인데 셸리 그라임스 당 아니 wolfgang 조이어 남이래 콘나마니게 먼저 마음을 레와당 먼저 마음을 일람데 시세게 람네 아니 현재서로 년세 슈래 야구전에 새로운 수요에 투체나.
Thank you. So let's welcome the famous singer Shiley Grimes and Wolfgang Zweier. So they are going to sing a song, Hope. So this is, hope is the only thing that we Tibetans have. So let's connect with the song and free Tibet.
two, 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. One, two. More guitar, a little more guitar. Super. Hello. Wow, my name is Shirley. I come from Ireland. This is Wolfgang. He comes from Switzerland. And it's an absolute honor to be here with you here today. Thank you. As I walk through this wicked world, searching for light in the darkness of insanity, I ask myself, is all hope lost? Is there only pain and hatred and misery? But each time I feel like this inside, there's one thing that I wanna know. What's so funny about peace, love, and understanding? What's so funny about peace, love, and understanding? As I walk through these troubled times, my spirit gets so downhearted at times. So where are the strong, and who are the trusted, and where is the harmony, sweet harmony? 'Cause each time I feel it slip away, it just makes me wanna cry. What's so funny about peace, love, and understanding? What's so funny about peace, love, and understanding? So where are the strong, and who are the trusted, and where is the harmony, sweet harmony? And each time I feel it slip away, it just makes me wanna cry. What's so funny about peace, love, and understanding? What's so funny about peace, love, and understanding? What's so funny about peace, love, and understanding?
keeps our dream to see a free Tibet alive. And thank you for this heart-touching song. Thank you for feeling our pain and expressing it very beautifully. Thank you so much.
Tande Shema Trache, any shiny grams Tana Shin Volcan, Namanilaya, Ning Tavane, Tuchena, Seneshuai, Ankorani, Getanda, Morango Sumanashi, Mansu Nilamte, John and Yurtu Dube, Mundi, Seneshuai. And dinner, Tanda Miman Angel, Yaseta, Shuala, Tatri Miman Samaloya, one Tanegal, Tasam Namda, Tatu Rumbu, Tu Shuso, Tenji Samalo, She Kumguyore, Yachek Yangi Shingu, Tinden Samala, Piri Mimangi, Chop, Palea Pida, the Pagani Tadina Shure, the little Chekacheve, Jikam, Tinen Namrochi, Tanda She Kumgumena, Langala, Tinde She Kumgure, Chi, Ni, Kasuchon, Namdula Namberochi. And how about the Europe Khan opinion? So, never to Chunyamdul Namia Tema Majiroji, Langala She Komgure, Langa Sada Ringure, never to Namrona Shuai. The Consola Kokop Sanguchirella, Henjeso, the Kokop the Sheche, Langala She, Komogoya Namrochi, Shuata, Tanda Sus, the latest Primimang Chibu Mare, Europe, Primimang Tusu, Yongzone, and Koti Cheshabe, Tanda Getar Tumjenti. Toyovati, Manzo Temperature, Suda Sulu unit, Samalo Yamdo Nampero Chislan Bugushuai. The Hengi Solia, the Yabarani, Tuji Chess and Yamdo Namperochi, Yambe Sudo. Tine, Tanda, Michi Chungsha, Tanji Shoke, Manzo Kimbe, Gosusa, Jardin Anglaise, Korangi, Tanda Manzo Primi Monkey, Motor Sevutamla, Michila, Lata, Chuta Niji Kuri. The patient meet the Norwachi Chutani the Jay, the Norwa La Ra Yena, Konantanda, the Kuja Kamba Chajo, the Dama Digi, and Dela Lorochi is in a Sungudu. The Konangi, Semnala, Tindek, Sorwa Sunsha, Mi Norwachi La Korsor Lata, Chutani, Kursha, Chesanti, Norwaina, and Koran, the Kuja Dam Gugi, Dela Lo Yorochi Sungudu, Tenemi Man Samalaya. Kushat and Debeton and Bigul Shuela. Mansu Dela Susu Susha, Kini Samalo, Lumba Diki, Sanjut and Todan, Chikwa Chikan Jeje, Namdula Namperoche, and Yuxa Euro now Shui, Tanding this over survey, Mount Mansu Dulam Gaire, Mount Dulam Gawa and Mansu Legachella, Kanga Ransing Tedore, and Kasha Gabla Kios and Tuven and Kini Yoga to Stingu to Tuche, Cutting Che, Samalo Tara Nangrochi Shui. Tuchana and these are the Tangan Trinki Drinju Central Permit to Zuki Pande Penjo Colon Chone, Sunsha Column Nambu.
To deliver his speech.
Hello. Honorable Thomas Mann, Member of European Parliament, President Tibet Interest Group in the European Parliament, Mr. Martin Bursik, former Vice Prime Minister of Czech Republic, longtime friend, Molly, Member of European Parliament, Madam Jacqueline, Senator of France, and all the friends and supporters here. Today, I stand here on behalf of our President, Dr. Lobsang Sengye, and Central Tibetan Administration, Dharamsala. I, on behalf of Tibetan people in and outside Tibet, thank all our Tibet supporters standing behind us like rock solid for the last so many years. I'm sure this morning we had a rainfall, but evening we had a wonderful sun. Definitely there will be a sunrise in Tibet Sooner or later, it will come soon. As you all know, His Holiness is an advocacy for non-violence, advocacy for human rights, for dialogue. He is talking about dialogue. It's a century of dialogue. We are not seeking separation from China. We are seeking high degree autonomy within the framework of People's Republic of China, and it's a century of dialogue. China must not forget His Holiness is a key to solution. He is a solution. He is not a troublemaker. So that is why it is high time for the leadership of China to listen to him, to have a dialogue with the Tibetan leadership plus the Chinese leadership, so that the issue of Tibet is resolved soon. Issue of Tibet, if it is resolved through the middle way path, it's also benefiting not only Tibetan, it will also benefit People's Republic of China, and China will definitely become a world leader if they really want to become one. With this, again, I thank all our supporters for supporting us for the last so many years. Today, Europe, Dumiki, Hikacheva, Liguchimo Ditola, Nanzuki Punjo Nambata, Habar Tuya, Jozo Tumi, Geneva Ki, Chongia Chikap, Jabjoa, Mangushu Tente, Nambato, Swiss, Liechtenstein, Purik, Mimanda, Tume, Shunu, Jabjo Choba, Kongan Shikikan, Genki, Dinyam to Europe Kuki, Jagab Chukine, Tumi, Kuza Pete, Trinte Halam, Mitonda Haji Zomba Ditola, Tosurani, Chaya Kovachote, Keva Sambuyi, Yima Yinia, Tring on to Tuzudi, Tashi Tele, to the Chade Mare, Tringi Nimuti, Sugar Darantla Serbe, Ari, Canada, Austria, Jaga, Jagin, Tani, Jagab, Sujusama, Tujunaloya, Kanda Pebeki, and Suju Judenki, Milon Mabjungagu, Suji Chiku Samala, Mansula, Tringi Nimuti, Kabatama, Chesotaya, Mabjungagu, Kongla, Ranzen Himbe Capsule. Tenda Gamar Puna Duce, Mape Kundra Peleni, Hugi Jagab, Sevatan Mase, Hugi Nujinika Sames, Kumamabu Sames, Pevani, Di, Shijeni Kaki, Kandar, Yarmuche, Nojungagune, Jagala Peche Tata, Milungajungagu, some Judy Sambalea, Nanzumene, and Peveki Tatu, Peveki Ki, Peveki, Peve Komshi, Malache, Tabu Majabina, Namishik, Ganana. Jagge Jayata, Chige Nalola, Injike Jayata, Jaganalola, Jagge Jane, and the Purdy, Lumbala Leba Inia, and the Pebe Meriti, Molavana, Tataba, Tiziki, Tate to do the Permit Tamek, Trinde, Mansama Zomanashi, Tangide, Sunjanaki Kajik Sonswa, Puba Digeti Imainia, Dr. Chike Cheda, Mount Choga, Lungze, Chuju, Digeki Tenge Boyayom. Jami first ever council did Dodores, Masavata, Toki Uzare, Sayata, did Domere, Sayat de K. Chema, Chogo Sanga, Sanya Sanyam, Sanyam, Donam Chisambalea, Chuju Inia, Shango Chia, Takingate, to some Mare, Manzo Uti Samboti, Che Sugar Castle, Kabasameki, Chichi Tonya, Rangi Ki, Rangi Rishum, Rangi Komshi, Rangi, Digasanga, Tawujamne, and Mount Miss Sango Chia, Ketchup Sugar. Tibet after Judging Gondeki, Sime Shive Lanki Tone, Chipta Tibet Tone, Siji Demangane, Jagabki, Lumbe Chimla Tibetone, what to Trinde, Kimbe Jago. Tring on the Taylor Tomche, Yamje Jadola, Talentigore, Taganashi, Yana Mima Chidun Jagabki, Pudela Talentine, Pabet Tabdi, look to Chimba in there, Mashi with someone then, and to Tawane, Tocha, Yarumachi, Uchi Tuchikati, Taganashi. Nanola, Mitsuki, Ninze, Tutu, Niche and Semagana, Soso Semshu, Nage, Hasam, Ditabu Neva Digi, Manzo Matatore, the Yogakala, Gabiosoma Kunatsuki, Gabiocene, and then Manzo Sumonete, Manzo Yamela, Kakachayela, Torela, Oyakeo, Saela, Chichiela, to the Jugu Samala, Di, Machavachin, Tame Kadar, Zinajina, Ketchup. Sumbe, Dula, 니자 런누면서 직당에 가다 비밀 자단 업중 아니 런누면서 타고 관속이 수고라 소소 몇 발이 회치와 회사들 회배기 회배렉션 된다 소르체 몇 이것 발도 삼발라 완전 대라 차와경에 가량 사야래 니메스네 가량 사야래 간다 라완 문발라 라완 부재신에 변나로기 비밀기 진짜바 제도에 여름 부치기 이돈 찍라 첩시다 진경기 구와 최재연나 이돈 축제라 찾아샤야디 비밀 되게 됐다 미일 농발라 농업 주체니 양요사와 인삼발라 완전 착배가라 소소 탑저 소소 미릭 소소기 개네 막이나 쇠키기 제당 가서 여름 부치 국산농바 시에슈가 가서 법 3회기 직지 지나 야제야 된다 쓴거래 완전 까왔잖아 산재 고마 도구에서 나 이제 지고로 와 누주 까왔잖아 산재 고마 도구에나 가르치네 깔래겠네 다도 제가 동말 가르치는 가도 변화 대화 연구만 영원 채워서 아주 도저 지지고래 깔래게 배배 탑주디 자교섭에 탑주 말해 배배 탑주 나라쪽에 탑주 이들가 봐라 완전 뒤에 깨끼야 개 팔려다 지사놓기니 제발나 땐데 집에 내가 야고 주나 그래 쇼라 용해 진짜 집어디 싸주고 말이야 와요마 그런데 고정에게 고치 주치게 좋지 상업 정책 상업 또 좋아게 소소이나 야갈라 개교기 다 준비했는데 농업주 개사버래 이제 대통령이 됐다면 문에 단도이네야 유럽 나눠라 그거 되겠지 밀농밭에 깔래요 밀 또그 세고를 소소기 따져 넣었다는데 되는데 정을 좀 담아라 개를 넣었다는 집어내도 야부 연구도 와 디나신 땅바르시 제발나 땐데 모두 내서 저 니그래 깔래 맞아 내려체 유로사 돌라사 강바디 디 당디디 간다 아메리카 돌라이네 유로 칸나 디게 대van 유튜브 말에 기분 유튜브 말에 탑수 개가 또 말. 탑수 개가 또에다 기분 영화 채워라 미래기 나나 노땅 거래 노땅에서 주저렸던 거래 소소기 또고 땅 돌렸던 거래 이 땅도 많아 근데 어디 야원 무채 맞아 쿠션 넘바 제슈가 값수 아니 군대기 도시까지 제 건단 이도 군대 도시까지 제 휴가 나도 구전 도시까지 제 휴가 나마다 드링에 벽사들 내가 지긴다 캠ber자도 캠ber자 대가나시 리구치 내가 저거 같이 있네 벽사들한테 미팅이라 받겠다지 드링에 탐자샤니 벽사들한테 미출을 잡다지나 완전 미동다 좀 되게 미출선을 잡다차서 미출선을 되게 또 미출을 잡다 미법선 차서 근데 차가 개요 제당 아주 칼에 맞겠나 맞이는 지구 용화요 맞다. 근데 되니 약교차고 찍고기 배배사도 연구스나 용해 남이야 요 말에. 그래서 말인데 맞아 강에 맞아 세고. 변화로기 미 남녀 몇세 땅에 되게디 망가지 놓쳤게 십주바로래. 휴휴샤다 방보로 와. 이만내 광안속이 변화로로 여름 붙이기 숭토야 말. 제제야 말. 배배기 싸든 미리기 생고 라자 semchu yoba son다 안 제가 돈 넣었던 거. 완전 미디게디 찍기 속치면 방보로 왔지다. 변화로 보면서기 짜치에 속 나쁘잖니. 아니 야미기 침다 때문에 돈에 배배기 기 주숑 변화로 해당이야. 그것이 라자 옆에 좀 지내야 라자 옆에 좀 고유인에 듣는 사람라 다들 남쪽이 두저디 냐자에 두저 뒤값 여름 부채 변이 통화표도 군론이 싸송 싸시 다다 제자좀 가져 주래. 아 저지다. 고서 출력된 것이요. 고서 깨졌된 것이요. 치팅이면 안 신고로 와. 동다ting 안 신고. 제사 산제디 제슈 같은 직제진 별 놓야지나 땡땡가도 놓고 그래서 이 로와체와 참에 군력교로나 한 남아 상마라 내 드르게 동바때 부지체 드링이 니모티 빼시하니 뭔가 디나신 딜레 타츠 딜레 야체 참에 공부시로나 사발도야게 스위스 미망 쪽도 교섭에 쪽도 대가나시 투미 준우품에 참에 하루 버릇지 개인기지 빼면서 차초부 야구주 고지체에서 대가나시 실로카드 페베 계급 축지기 투미 참에게 운영 꿀레 껴서 미만 상말라야게 라리아 가샤기 차치 닝타본이 투지체 아니 벽야로 야오름 부채 구세 계절 때마다 유사 아주 순주 주변에 벽이 약간 나타나고 있지 벽야로
pension balance chola ya tuji chechu jedar chi da ani tongmi sam ge chada ji debul shigyu dine tanda karsogura seta shya chi la pomu tinzi yiwon ngakdol dada temasta oresha pomotense yuo ani chuba singya kwendewa losum ha imbachi paladam khathe desha di yowena an koran teje cheche nganzol su dewana rona sin shuai dine michi chale mangda che konang tebe de ha che dosha tebe de suina nganzol de dewana rona sin shuai dine tanda ban soksung ki tumene kanaya le ya ban ki songme de phedinga dring de leguna phedinga samalo legu chawada shabja de kangbacha de damlo zongro ji sungdu this sera ji shuai dine nganzo tanda kembe mashiwe nge la suistan le desra primi ma tinsin nyimbu chone tuji chishu jugdom kolom nangyu.
Now I would like to request Mr. Tenzin Yingbo to extend the word thanks.
Respected honorable guest speakers, dear Tibetans and supporters, and ladies and gentlemen, first of all, I am very honored to say Tashidele to all of you on behalf of all Tibetan communities in Europe and partner organizations. I am very happy. Today we are here to remember the 59th Tibetan National Uprising Day. And I am very proud to see many of you in Geneva in front of United Nations and seeing hundreds of Tibetan flags blowing in the wind makes me even more proud and contented. And with this feeling, I would like to send a strong message to the Chinese government. China, after the 59 years of human rights abuses, tortures, and threatening the Tibetan culture and identity, you have not been able to split the spirit and the unity of Tibetans in and outside of Tibet. Therefore, it is now time to think about the middle way approach, which is His Holiness the Great Dalai Lama and the Central Tibetan Administration is proposing, because the time has been changed many times in past in the history of the world. Time is changing now, and time will be changed definitely in the future. So act now before we are no more open for the dialogue, before it is too late for the Chinese government. Act now. And my message to the United Nations and rest of the world: thank you for supporting us, supporting our fight for the truth and justice. We placed a lot of requests, and we know it is very difficult to distinguish between truth and money. But United Nations, do not forget your job, your mission is to fight for global peace, and Tibet is matter of global peace. It is your call now, and act now. Therefore, people of the world could keep belief on your office. Then, to all the Tibetans, Tibet supporters, especially valued guests and supporters, thank you all for joining the 59th Tibetan National Uprising Day and making this day memorable. Particularly our chief guest, Honorable Mr. Kama Ishila, the Finance Minister of Central Tibetan Administration, and all the honorable guest speaker of today to preside this grand rally and wonderful speeches. And then I'd like to thank all the partner organizations, Tibet Office Geneva, and members of the Tibetan Parliament in Exile, Mr. Kushuwanchela and Mr. Chambatsinila. And my special thanks to all participants here to make this day memorable again. Thank you all and God bless Tibet. Darinde Bemi Rawa Yela Chene Milorhebu Sumju Milorhebu Mabju Ngagu Kowe Sumju Tute Ani Europe Huri Soba Yonzo Nyamru Tone Europe Pyoda Nyamdu Yochebe Jushi Wolya Kuti Shibe Kundeng So Rangshu Pande Miche Pejo Kalun Chok Ube Kundeng Nabata Tiga Nashi Europe Huri Soba Kag Sozo Da Jeyo Mina Namba Tiga Nashi De Tarin De Nyamshu Nambeke Pemi Yonglia Ani Tarin De Sumchu Tuje Tengam Chung Agubati Chachu Yongya La Chalu Nyande Nambalia Henje Yongla Ning Tabane Kuti Soju Ngene Tuji Che Shueda Tarin Ke Sumchu Tuje Di Chilo Nido Chungni Chonga Cheche Tengni Belgium Da Paris La Kuti Shusimba Da Tari Europe Nyamdo Yochebe Sumchu Turenge language Muti Teng Sumba Chadi Yore Tarenge language Muti Toma Chilo Nido Chupin Dao Dumbese Nusam Sun Nimude Europe Chosho Chili Naba Ni Ushu Tone Europe Soba Yonzo Sozo Yonzo Ani Namzong Tone Tarengi Europe Nyamdo Yochebe Europe Soba Ka Yonzo Nyamru Sumchu Tude Teng Sumba Da Pemi Rawa Gela Teng Mamchung Agubati and Tanda De Sus Jiniwalia Yamde Gezola and the Kudishu Gayati Anto Dini Mamu Taju Shebata Dini Rimbe Sane Sus Sane Kusam Tunjo Legunda Chidu Nabani Tiganashi Sane Urimima Sane Shunu Pume Sube Cheche Tame Yarubutone and the Kudi Tadi Shubata Sondo Rimbe Chumbare Di Jelia and Pirisoba Kag Sozo number Henzong Tone Sondo Da Kanje Lesser Rimbe Dus Kudi Shubare Kudi Shuba Nashi Tandapadu Ya Kaza Se Dun Ge Gus Cheche Mundo Lerim Se Dun Ya Toma Pandelamu Council Ne Lengu Uzu Shubada De Jelia Se Dungi Ningu Jabki Ningu Jablia Suski Chonke Chega Jegnala and the Purgi Gather Tempe Chegi Lengu Da Tiganashi Se Kenimude Chiliwalia Sakul Henzo Da Jinuanyamde Jeso Nala Surso Tiganashi Ningu Jablia Sumchu Tude Chemu Nishu and the Paganyamde Jason Dromi Topda Ligolia Pua Cheki Lerim Tiganashi Se Kunimude Belia and Mixeg Lerim Chik Sagu Seda Tone Suyus Nangi Puming Mo Zindang Tolia and Shudu language 가자니 고추 제 단다 로직 링을 줘야 제 가자 벨 서고 세다다 디젤이야 건다 아니 저 군대 나발이야 수지 제 군대 랭귀 니모숨 아니 레버 투바레 다른 것이 니모야 레제 제 초바카 차상 기차루냠데 다 미마 용기 도자 찍도 집에 지셈을 때네 아니 랭귀 치문데 단다 주til라 니와 차기 파도 할레비 차수부 조수 손자 반대 미체 벤조 갈려 쪽 유배 다른 데 주변남배 별미다 별미 잡교와 요래 아닌 타반의 투지체 수야이 이건 아시 먼저 단다바도야 숨주 되지 밀롱감 중 나고 표현이야 밀롱감 중 나고 제리야 단단한 때 별미 용서 좀도 받지다 벽이 깨달 때 아니 먼저야 단다야 라야 여봐 네가 나신기 벽이 때문에 탑수에 돼야 야나 잠볼린 되게 나라 벤조기 누가 가서 여자로 매자로 한제 벽이 때문에 탑수에 돼 나도 하도 여봐디 또 지노 고사장을 전부 저까지다 얘네 별미 저거 속기 별미기 아니 도자 지지 돈이 왜 찍어라 아니 지금 하셈 남다 예배 중세를 때는 이 말에 손자 나도 이나야 야나기 벤조그 뉴베 돈이 아주 정벌링 대기나라 완전 뉴슈 때문에 이나야 벽이 내면 탑수도 못하니 땡그래 때만 다시 벽 단다 벤조 걸려 쪽 숨만 벽이 내면 탑수도 못하니 경경징에 돼 그들 경경 와치게 와서 말해 못하니 경경징에 돼 안조 뱀이 초가 숨디 차대 열에 손사 초가 숨디 단다파도 도사 찍지래 마음바나야 도사 찍지시는 내고야 할레베 개청을 했지 쉬야다 도사 찍지 제발라야 내들 간시 타주 제배 값수 라니라 되바 유메라 마되바 위피메 딩조기 잡고 거라 미마 용기 마음에 타주 가린 남바 될야 참에 드메토네 그집에 전화리야 공부 등교 교과디 도사 찍찍이 개체셔나기 체셔도 차디 여름마도 시에는 도사 찍찍 숨기라 뒤나바군도 나 가다 나 되다 만되다 얘다와다 튄다 만된다 얘가 되바 튄다 만된 얘가 초가디 징만디 딘데 가면 나대바이나 안주 미리 디네 안주 미토 디네 미토 제말이야 벽이 개시 벽이 되면 탑수 다 마센 하바이나 벽이 되면 탑수도 경경 제도다 마두기 예수카레 디두가라 다대 예배 안주 미토들 벽 루주가 나네 나니 체셔시 차야기 내가 열에 소자 별미사야 주기 다대 미토 디기 벽이 되면 탑수 경경 제도 받지다 지대 벽이 되면 다 마센 하바이나 미토 제말이야 다다다 붙이는 벽이 되면 탑수도 수분에도 붙여야지 안주 랭게 인야 벽이 뱀이 요네 간제 둘라 자로나 시제 벽이 쉬야다 디젤이야 다리 아니 랭귀지 문디 아니 찌자디 롭지 많이 제 슈기 아니 찌자디 타마이 간제 찌자디 제일 간서 비르소바 카기 초소 규시에 마피기 다데 찌자디 간다 롭지도 차되기 여제제 단다 세부진 쉬야이 다데 차려야 아무 현대 좋아들라 ICT 네덜란드 수고 개동업체 순수섭계의 배자주 ICT 저머니네 수고 개동 시대 구조 공간다 배치 티베트 오피스 지네와네 수고 나도 수배 뒤로 소변에 수고 숨도 가사보에 소반에 수고 찍도 티베트 단다디 티베트 유나이티드 밴 FC 티베트 유나이티드 밴 단다 밴 나라야 아니 풋볼 소바 찍네 수고 숨도 이네 수 구매 소바네 수고 갑자 수 신호 소바네 수고 갑자 머리 고숨 수에서 머리 고숨 소바네 행소네 수고 감자 되바기도 수스네 되바기도네 수고 숨자 이네 단다 페루소바카 네덜란드 페루소바네 유로 집도 계자 스페인 페루소바네 유로 니도 찍게 시 오스트레일리아 페루소바네 수고 집도 국제 둔주 노르웨이 페루소바네 수고 식대 둔다 비셔스 소니 이탈리 페루소바네 집도 수고 집도 숨주 뭔가디 제미니 데스 어디서래 제미니 페루소바네 교도는 니도 찍자 니세가 있어래 디네 기시 노여바는 건다 탐에 찍자디 아니 페루소바 소속하고 있긴 마피아레 수에다 디네 벨gium 페루소바네 수고 찍도 찍자 조성 프랑스 페루소바네 수고 숨도 스웨덴 페루소바네 수고 유로 숨자 10주 10시 대표 급주급계 유나이티드 킹덤 단다 잉글랜드 페루소바네 파운드 직동 다 유로 직동 직자 뉴생한 배감 중 앞뒤 이네 스위스 리텐션 페루 미만에 수고 동다 10주 시니다 뒤가 죽지다 배감 중 나가 교동네 간지 현대 중화대 정부 니도 시가 주다 배감 중 아니 주샤 세제 쉬야이 디네 간저기 조선 처바들이야 차타마레레 주슈 모와 제 교동네 동다 자주 야솜다 계자 자주 잡는다 배숨주 속에 스트라이킹 어저 쳐봐 슈기요 딜레 뉴아 도시기레 텔마 도시기레 시슈에 데네 마 참에 조소 마테네 하마라부디 찍찍 계동 앞에 죽고다 배 찝실하고도 대간이야 얼마 실로 니도 중이다 니도 정확히 아니 벨gium다 프랑스 조소 다시 벨하마 동다 줍시다 찍게 10주 신인데 배급주 야 동바이나 다대찰이야 동다 로티 제바이나 동다 숨주 손이다 주게 주주 레지다 배셔 숨주 소송 아니 라야 그 로티도 수고 여시지 쉬야이 아니 되네 아니 쉬야들이야 도마 간주 되니 아니 지금 조송 갭 마객기 샘제 잡고 마구 중발에 이바이나야 타마델이야 아니 유럽 비루초바 가기 아니 별미 요네 아니 찬루냠데 나네 신데 과도 나제 간제 단대 차례야 그 당다 된거지 두차드샤 대야 마음바나야 언제 벽에 데베타 마세기 봐도 언제 베들 랭귀 무튼 빼고 그래 손자 마음바나야 유럽 비루초바 직 냠루부터네 아니 랭귀 약한체 빼두야기 언제 레와 슈거라 다대물 하다 제바이나 마음바 못히는 조도해지기 텐데 레와 첨부도 쉬어다 마음바 산에 가발이야 아니 베르소바카 용소냠루부터네 랭귀 빼바이나야 뱀이 용기 랭겐데 벤조 두고 갈 갑조지야다 민본 냠주부터는 갑조나 고기열에 손자 디게데 마음바 둘 장나로 나시지 쉬어다 가든데야 짜르도 유럽 베르소바카기 아니 소소세 베귤레다 미마 요리야 베미라와 게라친 밀로리부 감중하고 코베 아니 숨주 뒤에 책문디 차수이 요하다 델라야 창조냠데 나와리야 어디 소중은에 닝타반의 투시체 수기 데네 짜도야 아니 군대 배조가를 줘 저배 군대 남아래 투시체 수야다 다들 진호 고사장을 좀 줘. 고세 계좌는 계좌 때마다 그렇게 된다. 뉴도 써요. 맨날 슈다 슈기. 투지체나. 배자로. 투체나.
스위스 레겐스타인 브리미망 게 소선 용불하네. 아니 주동 게 투지치시 걸음 나올 닝 다반 투체나 수야다. 안내 제рем게 타마데 다 리콘 케르부치 우베 겹유 겐드게 데남네 시주당 덴지몰람 아니 송도 낭주당 미망 남네 렌두 차시시 낭주 두제.
We now have concluding prayer by Kirimbuche and monks.
유럽 용서께 설계 미망 용서발라 닝 타관의 투체 가딩 체나 체는 쉬어이